Welcome to small towns of Ontario, Canada. So today I'm going to be doing the lost villages, and these were the result of flooding of the St. Lawrence River Seaway to create a power dam between New York State and Cornwall, Ontario, Canada. And that happened around 1956-57, and the dam officially opened in 1958. So there were 10 little villages along the seaway, and they were intentionally flooded. So many people had the government move their homes to land on the north side, and some of them didn't, so they just left their homes to be bulldozed down. So this here is Ault Park, and it's part of the Lost Villages Historical Society, and they restored these buildings just to give you an idea of what they were like back in the day. So I'll just do a little walkabout and show you some of the buildings. Because it's the weekend and the season's done, there's no visiting today, so I can't get into the building. So this here would have been a little blacksmith shop. So I'll give you the name of the 10 small villages that were flooded. And they were Aultsville, Dickinson's Landing, Farron's Point, Maple Grove, Mill Rush, Moulinet, Santa Cruz, Sheik's Island, Wales, and Woodlands. And that would have been the schoolhouse, 1870, and it went right till 1950, Roxborough Township. And there's the bell on top. Just a beautiful day today. The temperature's around 22 degrees, about 72 Fahrenheit. And I believe this was the United Church back then. I see a few headstones, and they were probably moved. Some of these cemeteries, they exhumed the bodies and moved them to new cemeteries over on the north side. And some people didn't want their family to be moved. So they're actually underwater, some of the cemeteries there. Yeah, there's some stones dating back to way back in the 1800s. So I'm going to show you two little towns called Long Sault and Ingleside. And they were shoebox communities, they called them. They were planned and organized to take these people who were flooded. And they're pretty much identical the way they were planned. They each have a little mini mall. So the population of those two towns, I presume, is a little over 1,000. Did a really good job restoring this house. Just see what that sign says. So this is called the Stewart home. And it was donated to the Lost Villages Historical Society in early 2004. So this house was built in 1810, and 5 generations of the Stewart families lived in this house until 2003. Very nice. There's an old anchor from a large boat or ship. This is a great place to have picnic tables and benches. You can actually have a barbecue here, a little picnic. And this shed has a lot of antique boat motors. And a lot of agricultural machinery. Old tractor tires. Actually, we had one of these machines in our barn, and that separates the grain. Old truck. Okay, so we'll go and head down to Long Sault first. Let me just get a shot. I'm just going to give you a shot of the barber shop and grocery store before we head to Long Sault. Manson Lapierre grocery store, and that was in Mill Rush before it got flooded. And the name is Zena Hill Barber. There's the old barber chair in there. So I'm just going to give you a look at one of the roads that is actually underwater, and that would have been since 1958. So they've got it blocked with some rocks so cars can't get in. So it looks like this was probably an intersection at one time. Another road that went that way. We used to take our bikes from Cornwall and drive up here. Is it ever getting overgrown though? Nice and cool in the shade here. Too bad they wouldn't put picnic tables or something down here. So I see they've got some barriers down there. And that's probably so boats don't dock and people party here and stuff. So as I said, there were 10 villages that were lost in the Lost Villages. So this road would have probably went straight across back in the day, and now that's the mighty St. Lawrence River. See if I can get a better shot. So I'm just entering the village of Long Sault now, and it's right on the St. Lawrence River. This little traffic circle is new, used to go straight through, and I presume that's to slow down traffic. So they do have a marina down there, Long Sault Marina, and it's grown over the years. I'll show you their little strip mall that they have. So they have a couple of restaurants, pharmacy, and a liquor store. They have a little pub. Yeah, it's been developed quite a bit over the years. My aunt lived here and my two cousins. Shout out to Jane and Carol. So I'm going to take you down what they call the Causeway, Long Sault Parkway. And it's a series of islands that were still standing after the seaway flooded. And they have become, over the years, decades, they become campsites and picnic areas, beaches. So this here is the entrance, used to be the old entrance, when we used to come camping here with the parents. Beautiful St. Lawrence River. In the winter time, on the right hand side, you'll notice a big hill, and this becomes a tobogganing site. We used to come here all the time when we were kids. That's the first beach, Mill Rush Beach. Beautiful beach down there. And they have a snack bar, washrooms, change rooms. So there's no camping there, just swimming and picnicking. And on the right side, this is Mill Rush Campsite. And we've camped here before when we were young. There's another bridge to another island. They also have a nature trail up ahead. And I think they have 3 different trails. In the summer, it's quite busy here. Most of the campsites are full all summer. So you get many people from all across Ontario, even some from New York State, and you get a lot from Quebec who come here to camp in the summer. So they have daily, weekly, or even seasonal sites here that you can rent. Still quite a few sailboats out in the water. So it must have came as a shock to those people back in the day when the government said we're making a power dam and this area is going to be all flooded. And they were told they had to either move their home, or else the home would be torn down. So that's why they created the communities of Long Sault and Ingleside. And at the end of this parkway, the last island, will be going into Ingleside, Ontario. And it's laid out pretty much the same as Long Sault. These are also great fishing spots here. Perch, walleye, sturgeon. Nice to see people still out enjoying the nice weather. And on the right side, this is where the nature trail is. See a lot of ducks in the water. Woodlands campsite on the right side coming up. That was pretty much one of Mom and Dad's favorite places to camp back in the day. And then it became Farron's. So I believe the camping season is finished. Yep, so as I said, in the summer, this becomes a very busy place. Just campers all over the place and picnickers. So you have to book quite early if you're booking campsites, especially seasonal. And they have shower facilities here too. On the left, that's McLaren's campsite. We've camped there also. Oh no, there's still campers there. Yeah. Yep, so they must have extended the season. Back in the day, it used to be September 12th or around there. They used to close it off. One more island. So that's it for the Parkway. And that's Highway 2 up ahead. And that'll bring us right into Ingleside, the sister city to Long Sault. Another campsite on the right, a Lakeview campsite. Although they're not on the water, I believe they have a swimming pool maybe. And this is Ingleside. So they do have elementary schools in these little towns, clinics, there's a few restaurants, car dealerships. Ingleside has a home hardware. And there's Bank of Montreal. And this is also home to Kraft Foods, dairy products processing plant, and they employ quite a bit of people. So I'll just give you a shot of their little mini mall here. And they have a pharmacy, Ingleside Pharmacy. And they have a grocery store called Foodland. And a dentist's office, cannabis, a brewing company, and Butler's Restaurant, and Bank of Montreal. So these are great communities if you just want a quiet, laid-back community, very safe, great place to raise a family. I'll just take a little ride down a couple blocks. Yeah, and they've grown over the years. Like these places, they weren't even there back in the day. Church over here, United Church. And that's a Presbyterian church. And I believe that's the, yep. That looks like the school. This is another church. So that's the Catholic Church, Roman Catholic Church. So that's pretty much it for Long Sault and Ingleside and a mention of the Lost Villages. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.